back to D-Loney V8 Motorsports. We got something new on the hoist. This is a 2008 Corvette Z06, and if you've been on the channel for a while, you've probably seen it before. Kind of have an annual clean the undercarriage process, and this time I'm doing it on the hoist. First time on the hoist for this thing. I don't think I could pull it on straight because it's so low in the front, but I was able to back it right on, no problem. So that's kind of handy. And I don't have the tallest ceilings, but this car is so short, I could put the hoist all the way up if I want and still have room. So I actually looked around a little bit, did a couple searches, and I thought about showing the undercarriage of this thing, and I was curious if it had been done. I didn't see a whole lot, just a couple of clips here and there, and these cars are pretty unique. And so I thought I'd show you what the underside of this thing looks like, and you know, tell you what I know about it, so stay tuned. All right, just first up, a quick walk around of this thing. I just looked at the odometer, 38,306 miles. It has got 6-speed transmission, just like I believe all the C6 Z06s had, and it is the 427. And so it's a LS7 427. I've had this one apart. We did the heads and valves and stuff, and had this thing tuned by Brady Davis. It made, boy, I'm gonna have to try to remember, but I believe it made 471 horsepower to the rear tires. This thing has an advertised 505 horsepower from the factory, and that's 505 at the crank. And so I would estimate Brady's tune found around 38-ish horsepower, something like that, just from what I've read online. But that's the outside. This is called Atomic Orange, and we really wanted one in this color. And we really enjoy the color. This thing looks great out in the sun. The guy I got it from took really good care of it. We bought it with about 30,000 miles on it, and it's been a really good car. Put some tires on it, did the heads. Other than that, it's just been maintenance. And so, I'll show you the underside of this thing. Yeah, so as I mentioned, we did put new tires on this thing. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on the rear, 325/30 19s. Pretty wide. And boy, did those tires make a difference. When we first got this thing, I forget what it had on it for tires, but they didn't look that bad, but they were older, and you could not keep the tires under this thing. It would spin. And actually, if you leaned into it in second gear, it would blow the tires off. Which was kind of sketchy. Anyway, yeah, the fronts are 275/35 18s. And yeah, when we put these tires on, I can now get the, you get the clutch let out in first gear. I can stand on it in first gear on a nice, dry, paved road. And it'll hook up. So this thing's fun. Well, I'll show you the good and bad here. This thing is low, and that is not an original splitter. It's an aftermarket. The original ones are plastic, and it had taken a few hits, and so this thing's definitely got a few flaws right there. I didn't do that. That was there when I bought it, but still, easy to do on these things. They're really low in the front, and as you can see, that new splitter, I've hit that everywhere you can imagine. Even though you take driveways at an angle and try to avoid it, it happens. So show you the underside of this thing. So this has a magnesium K member, and so all of this stuff here, all magnesium. And the Z06s had an aluminum frame, and so The frame on this car is aluminum. That K-member bolts in, and definitely saw the underside of this plenty when I did the cylinder heads, getting the exhaust off and everything. This car has a dry sump, and so you see these lines here, those go over to the dry sump tank. There's the oil pan, 2 different drain plugs to get the oil out of this thing, and just a standard, I guess, GM oil filter for these days. The catalytic converters are here, and so it's all stock exhaust on this thing. Pretty good size headers, and the collectors are big, but they're way up next to the motor. And as you'll notice on this thing, the bottom's smooth, and so they, you know, this is all carbon fiber. So again, aluminum frame, and these pieces here are composite, and they're glued in, so that's the floor pans. But you can kind of see they make the bottom of this car very aerodynamic. And so I believe the top speed on this car from the factory was 196 miles an hour. I haven't tried to go that fast, but yeah, so there's the stock exhaust. It's an H-pipe. And kind of the interesting thing about this car, I'll back up a little bit, the clutch is still up front. So the clutch is still here right behind the motor, and it's got a torque tube, and the drive shaft goes back here, and there's the transmission. So this is a Tremec TR6060 transmission, or actually a transaxle on this car, and bolts to the rear differential, and that's how these Corvettes are. Kind of odd. They did that, I believe, to balance the weight. I mean, who knows, right? The smart guys, right? The engineers did all that stuff. And so just show you the rest of it. All stock exhaust. Again, this is kind of a low mile car. It's only had a few things replaced other than the cylinder head work we did. I think I put front brakes on it. And so, yeah, this thing's led a really good life. The guy I got it from never drove it in the rain, and so the underside stays pretty clean. I actually haven't finished the detailing. I wiped it down a little bit, but I'm still going to clean the engine oil pan and stuff like that. I just like it clean, and it's going to get its annual oil change here in another month or so. But that's the underside of a 2008 Z06 Corvette. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. It is the off season, and so it's rainy outside, so this thing's going to be sitting in quite a bit, but I cannot stress how fun this car is to drive. They're about 3,100 pounds, and as I said, it made 471 horsepower to the rear tires, 6-speed transmission. I mean, it handles, but it also goes straight really quickly. So it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Get yourself a Corvette. They're actually getting cheaper, and you don't need a Z06. Even the standard Corvettes are just a blast to drive. Great cars. I've actually had a 2005 for a while, and it was extremely reliable. I think I put 25,000 miles on that Corvette. My wife drove it all winter one year, and just a great car. They're actually, longevity's good. They're very reliable. You look around out there, you'll see Corvettes with 200,000 miles on them. Thanks for watching.